dubstepping down Route 32. It's your host, DeoGenZ, of this, my Pokemon Crystal walkthrough. Hey guys, what's going on? That's right, we are going down Route 32. We are going to skip past the Ruins of Alph for now, because we don't have all the means that I want to travel throughout the whole ruins, so I think I'll do one full episode of the Ruins of Alph, because after all, I based that whole promo hinting towards this walkthrough on the Ruins of Alph. If you haven't seen that, then I suggest you go back and check it out. Plus, if you didn't know, I unprivatized the making of video, so you can see how I made that little creation there. And here we got Miracle Seed. It's great because that will power up Mr. Poof. But he doesn't get a grass type move until roughly level 30s, I'm going to say around there. So we'll give it to him for now. Hold on to that, Mr. Poof. Actually, does Mr. Poof even have hands? I don't think he does. Huh. Didn't think about that. But yeah, so he's going to hold on to that, and we are going to keep going on. Leave the Ruins of Alph for another day. And I don't think Mr. Poof has hands, so how can he be holding that Miracle Seed? It's a miracle. Well, I don't know, but it's also a miracle that here, another member of my team has risen up out of the grass. That's right. I'm going to catch myself an Ekans. And I'm going to nickname it something that has to do with the anime, so hold on. Let's see. I don't want to knock it out, so let's Pokeball it up. See if it'll stay in. I remember back in the old days with the Game Boy Advance, I would hit the L and R triggers on the top of the advanced system and make the screen get bigger and smaller in synchronization with the Pokeball shaking, thinking that that would make sure that the Pokemon was caught. I was like, oh, big, small, big, small, okay. Oh, good. Caught him. I am going to nickname this Ekans Chabaka, because anybody who's watched even just one episode of the anime with Arbok in it, Team Rocket's Arbok that Jesse had, you'll know that he said his name, or her name, I don't even know what gender it was, as Chabaka. So that is my next member. And what is this? But a battle we don't need to see against a Wooper. Yeah, see, I figured that, actually, no, that wasn't a, anyway. But, I figured since you guys can tell from the sidebars what will be in the grass when, I figured for the most part, unless I'm catching a Pokemon in the wild, I don't really need to show their wild battle scene. It just takes up too much time. And, already I have to speed up the battles here. And it's kind of funny going from 5th gen graphics and the Pokemon moving around to Pokemon Crystal and 3rd generation, or not 3rd gen, I'm sorry, but the 3rd in the series of the Johto series, 2nd gen, and see that all the advancements were simple sprite animations like when they came out of their Pokeball. Because in Gold and Silver, they had no such thing. Simple things like night and day, that wasn't around in the original Pokemon. Revolutionary things that just seem so basic now. It's really funny to go back, and it's a big time warp. Mind control. Although I love seeing the moves sped up like that. Super fast leech life! Oh, I'm burning, I'm dead. 2 ashes. Albert. Youngster Albert. What kind of name is that? And if we go over here, we can get another item. Yeah, so it is cold and nasty out today, guys, at my place. The weather is getting worse, getting revved up for winter, I suppose. But in retaliation, I'm baking cookies, and they are coming out delicious. So, let's have a fast battle, and then dine upon cookies. Yeah, not the day to go outside, I will say that. Totally dig coming and doing in Pokemon Crystal walkthroughs and eating some cookies. That is the life. Ow, getting scratched in the face, not the life. That would be the complete antithesis of the life. Hey, what do you do for a living? Oh, I get scratched in the face. Oh, sorry, you get burned in the face. How about that? How about that? Oh no, I'm burning my cookies. That's no good. on, level 15. Oh, I've got to relieve my anger. Yeah. What? Cyndaquil's evolving? No, he's not. As I've mentioned before, I'm going to leave Cyndaquil in his starter form for quite a while, just until I get some better moves on him. I really don't tend to do that in Pokemon games. Usually I just spam levels until I get to evolved forms, and that really does it. But since I am trying not to blaze through this walkthrough, so to speak, ahaha, pun intended, or maybe not, with Cyndaquil, but Cyndaquil being the easiest Pokemon to use in the game, I kind of put some cuffs on and put some handicaps in, and, we're going to see how it goes. Like Mr. Poof, I normally would never raise a Hoppip on my regular team. And by now, my Cyndaquil definitely would have been leveled up into a Quilava, or evolved into a Quilava. But it's something different that I want to try, and I figure for this Crystal adventure, why not? I think there was a hidden item over there, but I don't exactly remember where it is. And I'm not going after all the hidden items, so let's just see. Okay. Our team is set, and Mr. Poof is going to get some experience. Now, unfortunately, since Mr. Poof does not have any Grass-type moves, this battle is going to have to be super double speed! Faster than you've ever seen fast before. Look at that splash. It's gonna blow your mind! Don't look at it too fast, you get whiplash. Oh, with the tail, and bam with the splash. Then with the tackle, and he's done. Okay, whew. Super fast narrations for battles is quite the task. Oh my. So, funny anecdote from my past for this video. When originally I was getting Pokemon Crystal, I didn't even intend to get it. I was just actually thinking about Pokemon Red and the original versions that I saw everybody else playing. But when my grandfather took me to the Toys R Us in Long Island, I was out there visiting, and this was when I was going to get my Game Boy Advance and my first games. When I was looking around for all the Pokemon games, the only ones I could find were the originals, but they were in Japanese. Now, at the time, I didn't realize how spectacular that was to find some random-ass Toys R Us having Japanese titles, but I look back at that now and think, wow, I wonder how much they paid for the imports. That's just so weird. Especially now that I've already imported 2 games from Japan. And it was not as cheap as going into my local Toys R Us and picking it up. So I actually ended up getting Crystal because it was the only English version of the game that was there. So that was a funny anecdote from my past for you, how I ended up playing Crystal, getting it as my first Pokemon game. I did intend on getting Pokemon Red, and eventually I did get it, and I think I mentioned it before, when I did get it, I was coming off of Crystal, not knowing anything, still being pretty much a Poke noob, and seeing the lack of color, and I thought the game was broken, but clearly it was not. My mind was just not as evolved. I, so to say, kept my levels going, but kept my evolution down in my knowledge of Pokemon. But, well, I do believe it has grown exponentially, seeing what I do now here on YouTube. Yep, so I'm still going to take advantage here of Mr. Poof's resistance to water types, because I got to get him experience wherever he can. Right now, he's just basically a poison wall that can re-heal himself with synthesizing synthesis in the sunlight. And, oh yeah, those borders, that strikes up a memory of mine. Look at that, you get 2 for 1 video. You're special. But, I'd never understood what those borders were. I guess they're supposed to be waves or something. But, just like my desperate attempts to find out and go past certain pixel barriers like trees and gates and things that, they definitely were not meant to be breached. I would vigorously try to find some sort of glitch past those barriers so I could break on through to the other side, so to speak. Because I thought that if I could get past that, then I'd unlock some super secret level that the developers didn't want me to know about. Me and my young day conspiracies. Very funny, very funny. Now I know that if you go past that, it's nothing, and it will glitch your game to hell. But it was fun to imagine. In fact, I got so caught up in making custom levels, and of course I didn't know anything about truly hacking ROMs back in the day. I would just take my notebook and actually write out in pixel squares different alternate worlds to go in through Crystal, through alternate exits and stuff like that. That's how caught up in the Pokemon craze I was. Guess I can't really call it a craze, because if it was a craze, it would have faded by now. It's more or less a strong podium in the tower of my development. And you want to battle us, right? He found some good Pokemon in the grass, and now he thinks they will do for him. Oh yeah, you just found those Pokemon randomly? You gotta train them, you gotta love them, you gotta build a connection with them and above them. Okay, fail at trying to sing like who knows what. You gotta understand, the times I choose to record this, I may be somewhat and overly sleep deprived by my own choosing, for whatever reason it may be. Anyway, some money was sent to Mom. I'm sure she appreciates that. Even though she says she's out buying me good items, I'm sure she's just paying the bills with my money. That's why she doesn't go to work. Anyway, tasty, nutritious Slowpoke tail? Yeah, I'd totally buy it for, oh my god, over $9,000? Hell no, I can't buy that. Sorry, but my mom's got all my money, and she's using it to pay bills. So we're going to have to reheal here. And guess what? Since you're seeing this Pokemon Center journey inward, and usually I like to cut those out so I don't take up time in the video that's not needed, that means there's something special here. Last time we got an egg. What will we get this time? But this old dude's rod. That's right, kids. If you see an old guy on the street, talk to him and he'll let you touch his old rod. That is so wrong in so many levels. But taking that aback and taken aside, what you can really do with this old rod is go fishing for Magikarps. It's pretty much all it's good for. Just wanted to show that off because it's a key item in the game. And fishing is great. The smell of the water, the salt in your brine. Hey, you can't beat it. It's like being a pickle without the jaw. And this guy is like, you got a badge from Violet City? You beat Falconer? I don't believe it. Q Wolf, except he's not here. Look at this guy with a mohawk and a Pidgey. You would think somebody with a mohawk would have a bit more of an intense Pokemon other than a Pidgey. Not that Pidgey's not intense, but with someone with a mohawk, you'd expect a Fearow or something like that. I'm just saying. Oh, Tewell. Well, this video has pretty much been me trainer spamming, but I don't think anybody minds as long as I commentate over the whole shindig. And nobody really likes it when I just go off randomly and max up my levels, so it's fun for the whole family, including Cyndaquil, but not Quilava, because we don't want to evolve yet. What? Cyndaquil's evolving? It can't be! Nope, it's not. Stopped evolution. Haha. So, on the next episode of my Pokemon Crystal walkthrough, we will be going into Union Cave. That is ahead. I'll see you then.